Burak.
Merhaba arkadaşlar, hepiniz IEFT Talks webinarlarına hoş geldiniz. Bugün Kanada'nın en büyük 3. üniversitesi York Üniversitesi'de lisans, sertifika ve İngilizce programlarını başarıdan dinliyor olacağız. Lütfen sorularınızı questions kısmından sormayı unutmayın. Yes, Bashar, the stage is yours now.
Thank you very much, Zainab. Thank you everyone for joining me today. My name is Bashar Ansari and I'm the recruitment manager for Middle East and Africa, including Turkey, for York University's School of Continuing Studies, which is a public university based in the city of Toronto in Canada. And we'll be talking about specifically our postgraduate certificate programs that are designed for international students that have already graduated with a university degree from overseas. So let us start off with this presentation. Today we're going to be covering a little bit about studying in Canada, an introduction of York University and the School of Continuing Studies programs, and then in the end, you'll be welcome to ask me any questions that you guys have about the postgraduate certificate programs. Please note that this session is particularly for the postgraduate certificates. We will not be taking inquiries about the master's program at York University or PhD programs. But I will leave some information in the chat section for students that want to contact my colleague if they have any inquiries about the master's programs. So let's start off by giving you a bit of an introduction of York University, and then I'll be playing a video for you as well, which will show you what York University is all about. So first of all, York University is a public research university. It was established in the year 1959. And York's based in the city of Toronto. Now, Toronto is it's the largest city by population in Canada, and it's a place where a lot of international students want to come to when you're about coming and studying in Canada. A lot of people tend to have relatives. It's the cultural capital. It's the IT hub as well of North America. Lots of opportunities in the city of Toronto for students, not just in terms of education, but also in terms of employment opportunities afterwards. York University has 55,000 plus students currently studying in our 2 different campuses. The School of Continuing Studies, or the postgraduate certificate programs we offer, are offered at our Keele campus, which is the larger one of our 2 campuses in Toronto. The second campus we have is the Glendon campus, which is also a campus based in Toronto. But the courses taught in Glendon are primarily taught in French as well as English. So if you are looking to take up any courses in French, maybe at the undergraduate degree level or postgraduate degree level, then you might be going to Glendon. Otherwise, most of the programs are offered in the Keele campus. Now, out of the 55,000 plus students that we currently have, 8,200 plus are international students. So, sorry, 8,500 plus are international students, and these students come from 178 different countries. We have students coming from Turkey, from other parts in the Middle East, from Africa, from Asia. And there's a very good mixture of international student population here at York University. It's quite a multicultural and popular university in most international markets. So you will be seeing students from your region while studying here, as well as getting the chance to study alongside students from other nationalities. And that enhances your overall experience being a student. 92% of York University's graduates get jobs within the first 2 years of their employment. Our Schulich School of Business is constantly ranked amongst one of the best business schools in the world as well. And there are quite a few other programs that are ranked quite high, including programs in arts, sciences, as well as programs in business management and mathematics and nursing, of course, as well. So, the Keele campus is our main campus, which houses the School of Continuing Studies. The School of Continuing Studies is like a department, or you may call it a faculty, and it's based on the School of Continuing on the Keele campus, which is the main campus. The Keele campus is like a city within a city, and when I play this video, you'll get a bit of an indication of how big this campus is. Out of the 55,000 plus students, about 50,000 plus are studying at the Keele campus. So it's a huge campus with some really great facilities for students, and you'll have an experience that you would really enjoy studying in Toronto if you're coming to the Keele campus. Okay, so I have this video now that I'm going to play for you guys, and this video will give you an introduction of York University. So please watch it and enjoy. As you can see here on this slide, this is actually the York University campus. This is just one of the images. So the university campus is very, very big. This new building that you see here is actually the York University subway station. So there is a train station on campus as well. So it's really easy for students to commute to the campus because if you get a subway, you'll come directly on campus at York University. So let me play this video. I hope you guys will enjoy the video. If you could please let me know if there's a problem with the sound so that I can fix that. Hopefully you'll be able to share the hear the sound on this video as well.
In Canada's most diverse city, one of the country's largest universities is driving positive change to write the future. York University is a connected community working together to tackle world issues and prepare students for long-term success. We are a network of campuses in Toronto and around the world, offering a broad range of academic and experiential opportunities. At the global level, the Times Higher Education consistently places us highly in their impact rankings, which measures our contributions towards the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. In fact, York has launched Canada's first UN training center. We also conduct leading research in visual neuroscience, climate change, pandemic response, and more. At our campuses, students can choose the path that best meets their interests and future goals, and interact with professors who are amongst the top 2% of researchers in the world. We boast renowned professional schools and leading faculties, including our new Faculty of Environmental and Urban Change. We also have Canada's largest liberal arts faculty and one of North America's premier schools of the arts, media, performance, and design. What's more, York ranks among the top 10 universities in Canada for psychology, business, and education programs. Students at York can gain real-world experience through thousands of internship, placement, and co-op opportunities. And upon graduation, our students enjoy an exceptionally high employment rate. York is also proud to welcome students into a supportive, inclusive environment that strives to enhance their lives on many levels. The York experience doesn't end at graduation. Our alumni network consists of incredible people making a difference and includes politicians, scientists, and other change makers who have achieved national and global success. Join us at York University to create positive change and write the future.
Okay, wonderful. So I hope this video is giving you, more of a visual introduction of York University. So let's jump in straight to the School of Continuing Studies, and let me give you an introduction of the school before we get into the program details. So the School of Continuing Studies at York was founded in the year 2015, and the School of Continuing Studies is home to our postgraduate certificate programs, which are called the Continuing Professional Education Programs, as well as our York University English Language Institute. Today, the focus is on the continuing professional education, so the postgraduate certificate programs. However, I just want to tell you for your reference that we do have an English language school, and if you are a student looking to improve your English before studying your postgraduate certificate program, we can certainly look at conditional acceptances into the certificates along with the language program, or you coming in and doing a language program and then applying to one of our postgraduate certificates. So first of all, let's talk about who should be and who will be an ideal candidate for our postgraduate certificate programs. So we see a lot of people these days that, for example, are in a certain career and are looking for promotion. So you could be a recent graduate, maybe you have 1 or 2 years of experience or more experience, and then you're now looking to enhance your skills in your profession to be able to get a promotion in your workplace. You could be someone who's, maybe looking at making a career change. So let's say you work in administration and now you're looking at doing something else, maybe becoming a digital marketer, maybe going into IT, maybe going into human resource management or accounting or any other field. This could be a great program for you to look at, because our programs, most of our programs, we can accept students with other backgrounds as well, even if they don't have a degree in the same background. You could just be someone that is looking to update their skills in the fast-paced economy. So basically, maybe you've done a degree a few years ago and now you want to do You want to know what's more the updated knowledge of your particular field, and that is why you're looking at taking this program. Or you could be someone that just wants to effectively respond to challenges that emerge in your workplace. These programs would be an ideal option for you as well. Now, our postgraduate certificate programs are 8 calendar months or 2 semesters or 1 academic year. So these programs are designed to be accelerated programs, meaning they're designed to be 1 year. So sometimes you'll see in Toronto as well, a few schools or universities or colleges will offer you the option of longer programs, maybe 1.5 years or 2 years. Our programs are designed to be 1 academic year because the main aim is to get the students into the program, get them graduated as soon as possible, and get them out there in the job market. Because essentially, for you students that have graduated, your main aim to get this qualification would be, of course, to make yourself more employable, or, for example, maybe even to start up your own business. So we want to make sure that these programs, you're coming in, not wasting unnecessary time and going out as a graduate and doing what you need to as quickly as possible. So we currently offer 8 full-time postgraduate certificate programs for international students. Number 1, business administration. Then we have human resource management. We offer accounting. We also offer advanced professional accounting, which is like the advanced stage of the first accounting program. And this is designed for people that might already have an accounting or a business or a finance background. Then we have content and digital marketing, which is a popular program as well for students coming in from Turkey. We have public relations. We have backend and blockchain technology. This is a really interesting program as well for you to look at, and we'll talk about this program in a bit more detail on the coming slides. And then we have our newest program that we've just launched that will start in September 2022, which is the cybersecurity operations. Now, interestingly, this postgraduate certificate program that you can see on your screen, most of these programs, you don't necessarily need to have a related degree in this field to be able to join. For example, human resource management, you don't necessarily need to have a human resource management background. Even if you have a background from another degree, you can still join this program as long as you meet the academic and language requirements. Some programs, however, such as blockchain development, are more specific. So we do require students to have a computer science or an IT background if they're applying for blockchain. Cybersecurity operations is also a very interesting program because you might find cybersecurity in other institutions, but this is a program designed for people that have maybe no background knowledge of IT. So even if you're someone that does not have any basics of cybersecurity, you might be able to still get into this program and then make up a career in cybersecurity operations. Now, in terms of the key highlights of the postgraduate certificate, so number 1, the duration. So it's 1 academic year. Number 2, the most important thing that students are looking for, which is the postgraduate work permit. So our programs are eligible for a postgraduate work permit in Canada. So once you've completed the program, you are eligible to get a work permit of up to 1 year upon completion of this program. We also have multiple start dates for these programs. So January, we have May, and we also have September. The next upcoming intake is January, and our applications for January intake are still open, and the deadline is November 15th. So if you're looking to apply for something as early as January, you're welcome to submit your applications as well right now. Our tuition fees for this program is very competitive. So it's actually lower than a lot of other institutions here in the Toronto area. And this is one of the main decisive and differentiating factors as well, because you're bound to get a really good value for your money. So we know that these days, people make investment out of their hard earnings to come and study abroad. And of course, this is your opportunity to come to one of Canada's top 10 universities and, a top 5% university in the world, and come and do a postgraduate qualification that will help you gain the experience and knowledge for you to either get employed or maybe start up your own business, whatever you're aiming to do. Now, I do have a slide about the tuition fees, which I'll show you at the end. So please watch out for that slide as well to know more about the tuition fees. But let's first talk about the programs one by one. so that you guys have a bit more knowledge about each program. So backend and blockchain technology. This program is designed for students that have recently graduated with a degree from computer science or network technology or computer engineering, web development, or anything else, software engineering, for example, and related fields. Ideally, we look for students that have some working knowledge of JavaScript, because it's very important in this program. So ideally, we will look for students that have some working experience of JavaScript. Now, this, by the way, is the first and only technical blockchain certificate program delivered by any Canadian university. There is another college in Toronto that has just started offering a blockchain program, but we are the only university in Canada that offers a blockchain certificate. This program has a unique final capstone course, which allows you to further apply and demonstrate your knowledge. There are 3 options, out of which one option, for example, is for students to work on a project with a local company. So it's a great opportunity for students to sort of use what they've learned and apply that in, in terms of a project, working with a company, and that helps you with your employability as well. And once you've graduated from a blockchain certificate, it's not just blockchain that is sort of, in terms of a career, it's not just a blockchain developer that is a career for you. You could also be working as software developers as well. And there are a number of other occupations that you can take once you've completed this blockchain backend and blockchain program. So the next program, which is again one of the most popular programs we have, is business administration. Business is just a very interesting subject area, and like we see a lot of students applying to business administration. It's just very popular in all markets. Now, in this program, we will help you deepen your understanding of business functions. At the same time, we'll help you sharpen your critical thinking, communication, and management skills, which are extremely important in terms of employability as well. This program also has a capstone module, so you'll be able to use your knowledge and business skills from the courses that you've done in a hands-on format using an online simulation software. So it's a great opportunity for you to use what you've learned into the real world. Now, for those of you that are already aware of project management, we do have a course in our business administration certificate, which is project management. So when you do this course, you meet the training requirements for the PMP designation, which is the Project Management Professional designation offered through the Project Management Institute. Now, a lot of engineers these days, for example, are seeking project management qualifications. A lot of people that have done business, for example, or in a particular field in administration are looking for project management skills. So although we don't have a major, like a particular certificate in project management, our business administration does include project management, and you will be able to work towards your PMP designation, which is a highly sought after designation, I have to say, and it will increase your employment prospects, and it will something that would be highlighted on your CV. So I would really encourage students interested in business to also explore this, as well as people interested in doing a project management qualification in Canada. This is a program that you can definitely explore as well. The next program I'll talk about is human resource management. Now, for those of you that might have some idea of human resources, in Canada, you basically have the Human Resource Professional Association, which provides a certification called Human Resource Professional. So this is basically a designation that you'll see if you go on a website to search for HR jobs in Canada. You'll see that a lot of employers are looking for people that have this CHRP designation, Certified Human Resource Professional designation. So our program is recognized by the Professional Association as meeting the coursework requirements for CHRP. So basically, when you get into this program, you can meet, by completing it, you can meet the coursework requirements for CHRP and work towards your CHRP designation. Similar to CHRP, there are a couple of other designations also in HR, which are CHRL and CHRE. And these designations can also help you enhance your career. So it's really a great opportunity for students to work along with getting a postgraduate certificate, work towards getting this professional designation. So that will be very useful for you in terms of applying for good level jobs in HR in Canada. One other point just that I wanted to mention here is that our postgraduate certificate program graduates have previously also successfully gotten into the executive master's degree in HRM that we offer at York University at the Schulich School of Business. So I'm not saying that there is a guarantee for you to be able to get into the master's after completing this certificate, but maybe your chances might be slightly better because in this program, you'll be equipped with the knowledge and skills that you require to become a successful HR professional. Okay, now let's talk about content and digital marketing. This is a growing field, as you all know. Currently, in the COVID scenario, everything's gone digital. The demand for content and digital marketeers is growing. All businesses currently are looking for people that have digital marketing skills. Everyone's looking to switch from traditional marketing into more digital and content marketing. For obvious reasons, it's more cost effective. You can reach millions of people out there through digital media these days. So in this program, we'll help students with, not just preparing for education in core areas such as like email marketing or web analytics or editorial planning or marketing strategy, copywriting. But in addition, we will also be teaching you and help you develop technical competencies in SEM, which is search engine marketing, or search engine optimization, SEO, customer relationship management, CRM, pay-per-click advertising, and data and segmentation. For those of you that have a marketing background, I'm sure that you would already be aware to some extent about what these technical competencies are, but they are very important to learn if you want to become a digital marketer. For this program as well, if you are someone that has a background in marketing or business or web or graphic design, even something like communications or generalism, this could be a program that will essentially help you in terms of enhancing your career. So definitely explore this program if you're someone with that background. Now let's talk about the accounting certificate. So like I mentioned to you previously, we have 2 accounting certificates. Both of these accounting certificates are basically your first step towards becoming a chartered professional accountant in Canada. So a chartered professional accounting, a CPA, which is the short form is CPA, is equivalent to a chartered accountant that you might have in Turkey. Now, as you're already aware, chartered accountants or chartered professional accountants, they're on the right path in terms of getting sort of, superior level jobs in accounting. And then most of the times the salaries and stuff for people that have these qualifications are really good. They get into a good career and have handsome salaries as well. Now, these programs, the accounting certificates, the first basic certificate in accounting and then the certificate in advanced accounting can be taken individually as well. And they will still help you with getting jobs in the accounting field. However, they're designed for people to be able to progress onto the CPA program if you want to do that in the future. So if you are a professional, maybe in business or in accounts and looking to get into doing a CPA in Canada, then this could be your first step towards doing a CPA. So the way it works is if you have a non-accounting background, you will first go into the certificate in accounting. Upon completion of that, you will then join the postgraduate certificate in advanced professional accounting. And then once you've completed both of these programs, you will be ready for the graduate level CPA professional education program, which is a program that students need to take prior to writing the final exam for CPA in Canada. Unlike students who've completed accounting degrees or other programs in the colleges, you will be fully prepared for graduate level courses once you've done these 2 certifications, and then you'll be able to write your final CPA exam and receive your CPA designation. So it's a really great program for you to look at. And in this program, we also have the capstone module, which I previously talking to you about in business administration, for example. Public relations, I guess the name explains what the program is about. This program is also the same duration. The great highlight about this program is that once the student have completed all the courses, you'll be able to get into an 8 weeks work placement with a local company in Canada. Now, the work placement is optional, so you don't have to go and do it. It's for students that want to do it. So again, it's up to you if you want to pursue the placement, or if you don't want to pursue the placement, it's still fine. You can still complete the program. I do highly recommend students to explore going into the work placement because it gives you local experience. And again, also means that your employment opportunities might be better in the future. Okay, so let's now talk about the entry requirements. We need students to have 60% marks overall in their bachelor's degree for them to be academically eligible. So in terms of the academic requirements, it's pretty straightforward, 60%. If your university grading is in GPA, then we'll convert the GPA into a percentage. So before applying, please make sure that you already know what is the percentage. If you, for example, if you have a 2.6 or 2.7, 2.8, 3.0 GPA, what does it equate to in a percentage? So I've seen students from Turkey and students even with a GPA of in between, let's say 2.5 to 3.0 out of a 4 grading scale have been accepted into this program. Now, this is one thing I do want to highlight for you guys because, for example, if you're looking to do a master's degree in Canada, the GPA requirement would usually be higher. You're looking at York University, for example, you're looking at least a 3.2 GPA out of 4. Otherwise, you will not be eligible academically to get into a master's program. So for students that have a lower GPA, this postgraduate certificate is a really good option because this is also a postgraduate qualification. Please remember that. So a master's is a postgraduate and a postgraduate certificate is also a postgraduate qualification. So they're sort of at the same level in terms of the academic level of the qualification. If you are someone that is looking to get into research, or you're looking to teach maybe, or usually then you'll be looking to get into a master's. Otherwise, these postgraduate certificates are really going to prepare you and make you job ready. So if your aim is to get the knowledge that you require in a particular field, get employed, then this is a great alternative to doing a master's program. And secondly, a master's is a 2-year program in Canada, whereas these certificates are 1 year. So you're actually also spending less time, less money, and then you're able to get employed more quickly as well after completion of postgraduate certificate programs because it's a shorter program. In terms of the English language requirements, our requirement for most programs except blockchain technology and cybersecurity operations is a 6.0 overall, or a 104 overall in Duolingo. Now, for blockchain and for the cybersecurity operation, you need a 6.5 overall or 115 in Duolingo. So this requirement is slightly higher for those two programs. Now, interestingly, if you also do some research, you'll see that a lot of our competitors might have a higher IELTS requirement than we have. So again, this is another differentiating factor. And, if you're a student with a 6.0 IELTS, you're likely to get accepted directly into a postgraduate certificate without having to do an English language program if you're applying to York University. For some programs, there are additional requirements, such as maybe providing a CV or a statement of interest. For example, if you're applying for the postgraduate certificate in digital and content marketing, we will ask you to submit a video statement of interest. So it's very simple. It's literally a short 1-minute video in which you'll be talking about why you want to take this program and what makes you a good candidate for this program. Like, why should we select you for this program? Now, as you can see, the entry requirements are all highlighted here. Please. So the programs are competitive, meaning, when you apply, meeting these requirements does not guarantee you an admission. So you will meet the minimum entry requirements if you have the minimum scores that I've mentioned here. So the better your profile, the better your language scores, the better your academic scores, the more chances you have of being accepted into our postgraduate certificate programs. So brings us to one of the most important slides, which is the tuition fees for our programs. Now, I'm really happy and glad to tell you that our tuition fee starts at only 15,199 Canadian dollars for the full program. Some programs are slightly more expensive. The most expensive program that we offer is backend and blockchain development, which is 20,099. Now, if you do some research about similar certificate programs in Canada, you will see that the tuition fees usually in Toronto start somewhere around 17,000, 18,000, and it could go all the way up to like 22,000, 23,000, depending on which institution you're aiming to go at. So please do your research and make sure, in these difficult times, you're investing in a degree, in a qualification where you get and benefit from the overall experience of being a student. And there are some really good colleges around here in GTA, in the Toronto area as well. However, of course, studying at a college could be different to studying at a university. The overall study experience could be very different. And bear in mind that when you're doing these certificates at York University, you will be studying at one of the largest university campuses based in Toronto, which is the Keele campus, which has 50,000 plus students currently studying on the campus. So some really good options for you to look at. We do have an application fees, which is $79 for these postgraduate certificate programs. So you'll be required to pay a $79 application fees for you to be able to apply for the postgraduate certificates. The minimum tuition fees deposit for these programs is 30% of your tuition fees. So for example, if your program is 15,199, your minimum deposit to get the letter of acceptance is roughly around $4,500. But we do require students to pay the full fees before they can start the program here at York University. So you can get a letter of acceptance by paying 30%, but before you start your program officially, you'll be required to pay the full tuition fees to us at that time. So thank you very much, everyone, for listening attentively to my presentation. I'll be looking at all the questions now in the chat box, and then hopefully we'll be able to answer all of your questions here as well. Okay, just give me a second while I look at these messages here. I see your message now, Merrick. You're saying that my voice was making an echo. Yeah, unfortunately, with virtual sessions and stuff, we always have these type of issues sometimes. But please excuse me for that. Hopefully, you understood what I was talking about, and I'm going to start off first of all by writing my email address here in the chat box, so that you guys can email me if you have any particular questions, like if the video was frozen or if you were not able to hear me. You're welcome to write to me, and I can answer any questions that you guys have. And I will also provide you with my WhatsApp number. So if you have any further questions, you can always connect with me on WhatsApp as well. I'll be more than happy to set up a session with you guys or just speak to you over the phone to help answer your questions. So Sohaila is saying, I came late. Is there a recording to watch what I missed? Yes, Sohaila, there will be a recording. It will be on the IEFT webinars channel. So in the end, I'm going to request Zainab to tell you guys in Turkish where you'll be able to see a recording of this presentation. It will be posted on their YouTube channel, so you can always go and watch it there. I can see a question from Mirik saying, I missed it before the HR management program. Can you tell me after the lesson? Thank you. Yeah, so Mirik, the video will be present on the YouTube channel for IEFT. I will ask Zainab to share the link or share details of where you can go and watch this video. Please do watch that to see the part that you've missed here. Do you have mechatronics master's program? Yulas, we have a School of Engineering, so you might be able to find mechatronics. Unfortunately, I don't represent the School of Graduate Studies, so I can't talk to you about graduate school, but I'm going to paste here in the chat box the contact details of Lassonde School of Engineering. You can visit their page to find out more. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so that's that. Now I'm going to questions. So Sina has asked a question, is there any master's program about educational sciences, and what about tuition fees? So Sina, this session is not about masters, it's about postgraduate certificate programs. However, I will give you the contact details of the people that you can contact if you're interested in finding more about what graduate programs we have. So I've put down in the chat box, and you're welcome to contact them if you need help with masters. How long time? So Tanner has asked a question. Please excuse me if I pronounce your name incorrectly. My sincere apologies. I will try and do my best with pronouncing them properly. How long time, I mean official permission, does SB have to work professionally without a PR or work permit in Canada? Or she completed the program you mentioned in the webinar? Work professionally without a permit. Okay, so I think what you're referring to is the postgraduate work permit. So after completion of our programs, students are eligible of getting a work permit of up to one whole year, one calendar year. Now also please keep in mind that depending on which programs, if you're doing 2 programs, then you will be eligible for a longer duration of work permit. For example, if you're doing accounting and you do the certificate in accounting, which is 1 year, and then you do the certificate in advanced accounting, which is another year. So that's a 2-year, that the total duration will then be counted as 2 years, which means that you will be able to apply for a postgraduate work permit for up to 3 years. Now it's up to the visa officer if they give you 2 years or if they give you 3 years. I cannot tell you specifically. However, it should be somewhere within the 2 to 3 year range if you've completed 2 academic year program, because usually the work permit duration is tied to the duration of your program, the academic program. So usually you get a similar duration to what the duration of your program is. Now, also for those of you that might not know, in Canada, if you're an international student, you are allowed to work part-time while you're studying. You can work up to 20 hours. However, you know, some students want to work, some students don't prefer working because, you know, they want to pay more attention to their studies. But I just want and yeah, I mean, you have great opportunities in terms of working in a professional field. Once you've graduated with these postgraduate certificates, you can go out there and apply for different jobs. Also, when you do one of our certificate programs, like for example, you did business administration, you can always do a second program. You can do human resource management, you could do accounting, you could do digital marketing, public relations. Anything that makes sense is more related and will help you in your career. And by doing 2 programs together, one by one, not together, sorry, I mean one by one after completing the other one, you can then, you will also then be eligible to get a work permit of a longer duration. But of course, please only do that if you need that program. If you don't need it, then of course, you know, these are accelerated programs designed for you to be out there in the job market as quickly as possible. And you still get a 1 year, up to one academic year work permit upon completion of this one certificate program. Nerden is asking if you get scholarships. Unfortunately, Nerden, our tuition fees is already very low. If you do some research, you'll see that our tuition fees is lower than most other institutions, not just universities, but even colleges for these postgraduate certificate programs. So we do not provide any international scholarships for international students. I cannot understand that to apply to the school for IELTS score. Okay, so Merrick, we need for all certificate programs except for blockchain and the cybersecurity operations, you will need a 6.0 IELTS. Okay, and for blockchain and for the cybersecurity operations, you need a 6.5 IELTS. Or the equivalent in Duolingo. For example, equivalent of 6 IELTS is a 104 in Duolingo. Now, let's say your English language skills are weaker. So let's say maybe you have a 4.0 or a 4.5 or a 5 or a 5.5. Basically, you have anything less than 6.0, you can still get admission into a postgraduate certificate conditionally, and then along with an English language program. So what you'll do is you'll first study our academic program, the English program we have, and depending on your language score, maybe you need 8 weeks, maybe you need 16 weeks, maybe 24, maybe 36. It all depends on your language score. But just to give you an example, if your score is, let's say, 5.5, the chances are you will be doing an 8 weeks English program with us. And once you've successfully completed that English program, then you'll be able to join the postgraduate certificate program at York University. And by the way, our York University's English Language Institute is one of the largest English language institutes in North America, not just in Canada, but in North America. So, you know, the way we'll be teaching you English is definitely something that you would appreciate. I'm not going to go into too much detail about that in this session today. We will have an upcoming session again with IEFT in December, where we'll be talking more about the language programs that we have. But just letting you know that we have some really great programs for graduating students like yourself, people at graduate level, at undergraduate level, it doesn't matter what level, but we have English programs to suit your needs, and we do give conditional acceptance. Question from Yusuf: can we get equivalence about civil air transport management from York University? I don't understand your question, Yusuf. So what do you mean by equivalence about civil air transportation management? And we don't have a certificate, unfortunately, in civil air transportation management. If you're referring to a master's or a bachelor's degree, then please visit our website to see the full list of undergraduate and master's program that we offer. Merrick, I've already answered your question about missing the slides. So this whole video presentation will be posted on IEFT's YouTube channel, so you can always go and watch it later on. Next question is from Edda. Which certificates are the most advantageous for a career in Canada after finishing program? That is an excellent question, Edda. So there are a number of fields that, so first of all, let me tell you this. Our postgraduate certificate programs are designed in particular fields which are already in demand in Canada. So one of the reasons why we don't offer like certificates in 50 different subject areas is because we look at what is in demand in the market, and then we create programs to bridge those skill gaps in Canada. So let's say human resources, for example, great career. There's plenty of opportunities available here for students within that. Let's say blockchain development. So, you know, if you're talking about more technology related programs, blockchain, the demand for blockchain professional increased maybe, you know, more than 100 times here in Canada in the last couple of years. So there was a great demand for IT professionals. And, you know, this is also, Toronto is considered to be an IT hub. So there are plenty of opportunities in technology if you're studying a program related to that. So again, cybersecurity operations is another one you could definitely look at. And then digital and content marketing, for example. So not just in Canada, but around the globe, you see that digital and content marketing, there are more and more jobs coming up in marketing for professionals that have these skills. So that could be another program that you're looking at. Business administration, you know, it includes the project management course. So when you do the business administration certificate, you're not just gaining the business administration skills, you know, subject skills within management, but you could also get skills in project management, meaning that you could apply for jobs within project management. So that is another one that you should keep an eye on. So yeah, most of our programs are designed in close consultation by industry experts. So, you know, we meet with people that are from the industry, and these people are like senior level peoples in big organizations. We talk to them about, you know, what they look for in their employees and what sort of skills we need to prepare students for. And then we design these programs according to that. So we basically teach you everything that you will need to be able to get employed here as well in the local job market or the international job market. I hope that answers your question. So the next question is from Ozan. How does the exchange program process work? So Ozan, For the postgraduate certificates, we don't have an exchange option. I know that we have some partnerships in Turkey for our undergraduate, like bachelor program, for exchange. So you will have to look on our website to be able to find those details. Or if you want, I'll write down my email address to you here, and then you can send me an email, and I will forward it to my colleagues in the bachelor, the undergraduate team here at York University, and they will be able to provide you more details. Unfortunately, this is not my area because I work for the School of Continuing Studies at York University, which is a different faculty. If you're referring to exchange programs with certificate programs, unfortunately, we don't have any partnerships currently, but we are looking to develop some partnerships in Turkey. So maybe, hopefully, in the coming years, we will have more partnerships. So question from Alper, is there a coaching at your school? I'm not sure what you mean by that, Alper. If you could maybe elaborate your question, I will be happy to answer that. I don't understand what you mean by coaching. I mean, we do have, different sessions and stuff for students to, we have something called the 10,000 coffees, the 1,000 coffees. So basically you meet with the, other students at York doing certificate programs. You meet with other industry professionals and professors and stuff. And then you talk to them about different careers. This is where you make connections. You might be someone that already has some years of experience from Turkey in your field. And, after doing this certificate, because you got to know from someone, you're networking with people. Networking is very important in Canada as well. If you're looking for employment opportunities or just enhancing your skills and knowledge about different fields. So this is your opportunity to sort of enhance those skills and your experience, overall experience. And this helps in terms of seeking employment as well. So another question by Tenar, when are we supposed to pay the university? After or before all the related visas are approved by the embassy? Visa process is incredibly slow, confessed by an officer in Canadian Embassy in Istanbul during an IEFT webinar. What if my student permit visa is not approved on time? So again, relevant questions. Usually we would require students to, once you get an offer letter, meaning you get a unconditional or conditional offer letter saying you've been accepted to the school, you will be required to then pay the tuition fees deposit. Once you pay that deposit, we will issue the letter of acceptance, which is what you require to apply for a visa or a study permit. Now, you can apply once you've gotten that letter and then wait until you get to the decision of your visa. So number one thing to keep in mind is you will be required to pay the full tuition fees of the program before the start date of the program. For example, if you apply for January, and let's say your deposit is $4,000, you pay that, you will get the visa letter. Let's say you don't pay the rest of the fees at that time and you apply for the visa. And let's say now it's the 10th of January, the program start date is January. So at the start of the program, 10th of January, you are required to pay the rest of the balance of your tuition fees, which would be, if it's out of 15,000, let's say 10,500, you will be required to clear that balance. Let's say you didn't get your visa until January, no problem. As long as you apply for a deferral before your program starts. So let's say if your program starts on 10th of January, you tell us, maybe 1 week before, 3 days, 4 days before, but make sure you apply before the start of the program. You come to us and say, my visa hasn't been approved yet. We can move you to the next available intake. So for example, after January, there is May. For some programs, there's no May, but there might be January and then September. So depending on what program, we can defer you to the next intake. And from my knowledge, I mean, it's not taking as long as maybe some other countries in terms of processing time. So you guys are still quite fortunate that in Turkey, in the Istanbul High Commission, the processing time is still quite realistic. I know certain regions, it's 12 weeks, 19 weeks, 20 weeks. So, it's quite long in different parts. Do you have, August is asking, do you have any about ARC and architecture programs? So unfortunately, I cannot help you with that, August. You'll have to contact the Faculty of Graduate Studies. I've put down their contact details here and they'll be able to help you. Do you have a mechatronics program? Ulis, again, I cannot talk about master's programs. but I will give you the contact details of the Lisansüstü School of Engineering, and you can get in touch with them for more information. Next question is Nasreen. What is the price for certificate program for 1 year? So sorry, Nursin, I've put down the wrong link in your comment box in your reply. So the price for the postgraduate certificate for 1 year, depending on the program, 4 out of the 7 programs, it's only 15,199 Canadian dollars. And then some programs are more expensive. So blockchain is 20,099. Advanced accounting is like 17,000 something, and human resource management is 18,999. Next question is from Saida. Can apply for certificate program if we are high school graduate? So Saida, unfortunately, our certificates are postgraduate certificates, meaning you need to have a bachelor's degree or at least a Canadian diploma equivalent to 3 years for you to be eligible for these postgraduate certificates. So unfortunately, no, you cannot apply straight after high school. You have to be a graduate from a diploma program or a postgraduate or a bachelor degree to be able to apply. So next question is from Yogis. Do you have any co-op programs options in social studies such as psychology? Again, I don't know if you're talking about bachelor's or master's. If you're talking about bachelor's, I'm pretty sure we'll have co-op programs. Our psychology programs is ranked amongst the top programs in Canada. In fact, it's among the top 10 programs within Canada. So we have a great psychology program if you're talking about bachelor's. But I can't help you with that, Yigis. So you'll have to contact the relevant people at York University to provide you with more information about that. We don't offer a certificate program in psychology. We offer bachelor's and master's programs. Okay, so I guess that's all the questions that I have for today. If Zainab's there, I just have a request to make so that she can maybe translate that in Turkish as well for you guys.
Yeah, Bashar, I think you covered all of the questions.
I did, Zainab. Thank you very much. And I just want to say that a few students asked about the recording for this presentation. So if you could please let them know in Turkish that, this will be available on your official channels so that they can go and watch this, because I think some students only managed to attend half of it.
Yeah, sure. I already put our YouTube channel in the chat box, but also I will tell them in Turkish when I thank them.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And I'm also putting down my contact details again in the chat box. So any students that are interested to chat to me, you're more than welcome to reach out to me. We can arrange a Zoom meeting or have a chat on WhatsApp or however you guys prefer. So let me just add my contact details. I've just put them here, and I'm going to write down my email ID for you again and my contact number so that if you need, you can get in touch with me as well. Email. And by the way, guys, before you leave, just one other thing. We do have local partners in Turkey. So we do have approved agents that work with us, and they have offices in all the major cities. So Istanbul, Ankara, and some of the other larger cities as well. So if you do need assistance with a local partner to help you apply, just reach out to me and ask me, and I'll be able to guide you and send you to one of those agents. So for example, I can name a couple of them. We have Alternatives, we have Atlas Education, they're our partners. ICES Turkey is another one of our official partners. So you can go to one of these companies if you want to apply to us and you need more information or help with the application process.
Yes, thank you very much for your great presentation, Bashar.
It's my pleasure, Zainab, and sorry I've maybe exceeded a few minutes, but thank you very much for having me here today. And thank you all, everyone, for listening to me today as well.
Yeah, it was yet another great session, and it was really informative again. So thank you very much for your answers too, because you covered all of the questions. And also I would like to thank the participants in Turkish as well.
Zainab, I'm really sorry to interrupt. So we have Wafa from the Global Affairs Canada office as well. I'd like to thank her, take this opportunity to thank her to to be here in this presentation with us today. And she's also helped us support this event. So maybe some of the students we had today were, with associates that, reached out to us through Wafa's assistance as well. So thank you very much, Wafa, for attending this session with us today.
Yes, thank you very much. Again, katıldığınız için teşekkür ederiz arkadaşlar. Umarım sizin için de faydalı bir webinar olmuştur. York Üniversitesi ile ilgili diğer sorularınız için Başar'a chat kısmında paylaştığı mail adresinden ulaşabilir. Bu webinarın tekrarını YouTube kanalımızda birkaç gün sonrasında izleyebilirsiniz. Umarız güzel bir webinar olmuştur sizin için de. Altıdaki webinarımıza da davet etmek isteriz bu arada sizi. Thank you very much again, Başar. It was a pleasure to have you in IEFT Talks.
It's my pleasure. You guys have a great day ahead. Thank you.
You too. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.